Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Wilson County Commissioners Court. Today's date's Monday, August the 10th, 2026. It's 9:00 a.m. We're going to have our prayer by retired TDCJ Chaplain Charles Watson, and then we'll have our pledges. Pastor?
Let us pray. Isaiah 46, chapter 46, 9 and 10 says, "Remember the former things of old, those long ago. I am God, and there is no other. I am God, and there is none like me. I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times what is still to come. And I say my purpose will stand, and I will do all my pleasure." Father in heaven, we thank you and praise your name for all your mighty works, your loving and goodness and graciousness. We thank you, Lord, for creating us and sustaining us day by day, by giving us the breath of life, causing the blood to run warm in our veins, making our hearts beat and our brains function. We thank you, Lord, that you made us in your image to exist in community with other people. We thank you for our city. We thank you for our elected officials, the businesses, the churches, the families, and the individuals that make our city the great place that it is. Lastly, Lord, we thank you for civil government. I pray that our civil servants would acknowledge this calling and perform it faithfully. Be with our judges and our attorneys and our law enforcement personnel. Grant that they will never neglect or abuse their authority, but that they would stand firm for truth and justice. Keep them safe from harm as they serve our community. Give the council members wisdom and guidance as they deliberate on the items before them. May every decision be righteous in your sight, for our benefit and for your glory. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
All right, we move to agenda item number 3, public comments.
Oil truck should be there. You should have the oil truck there by now.
There. Put it on timer for 3 minutes. I'll tell you when. All right, Ms. Pam Shaw will be our first public comment. Mike, right over here, ma'am. Good morning, Ms. Shaw. We have 3 minutes.
Good morning, and I'm just really here to keep a certain item front of mind for everyone. I'm sure it already is, but I'm Pam Shaw, and I'm the daughter, I'm the sister, I'm the wife, and I'm the mother of career military people. What I'm not is an agitator, and I hope everybody understands that. We're your constituents, and we're your neighbors, and we're concerned citizens. So years ago, when tech companies started up, it was understandable that it was seen as maybe the wave of the future, good jobs coming in, industry, development for rural counties that needed those things. But now it's been several years. We know we've seen the effects of the centers that have been built. There's over 3,000 centers in the United States, just in the United States. We know now that there are significant negative problems with these centers. excuse me, light pollution, noise pollution, air pollution. We know that the jobs, the number of jobs that were thought to be coming are probably not, because it only takes a few dozen, maybe 2 dozen humans to run these facilities. We know that the usage of the water and the electricity that is needed to run these facilities is something that we may need to consider because of the issue with water here in Texas. So what we're asking is, at the very least, there's still time to think these things through, to make sure that what we're signing up for is what we really want, and is this what all of the people in this room want? And that's really, I just want to keep this centered. There's a lot of people who are very interested, and at the very least, we continue to want transparency from our elected officials. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Mr. Billy Martin? All right, sir, you have 3 minutes.
Judge, council members, audience, first thing before I start. I'll come up there, Mr. Martin. Well, here I am again, another thorn in the side. One of the things I talked about was law enforcement last time I was here, and the time before that, and the time before that, and probably the time before that. One of the things I want some people in this courtroom to know, I don't come in here without the receipts. If I say something, by God, I've got the paperwork to back it up. When people lie, I kind of talked to some of Nick Shirley's people the other day. You got to stand up. If I would have known what this county was really like subcutaneously, I never would have moved here. Because at almost 80 years old, my next birthday, I wanted to have some peace and quiet and live in a wonderful little community. Boy, was I in for the shock of my life. I've been building folders for a whole bunch of people. And it's getting ready, the hammer's getting ready to fall. Right here, Sheriff Fauci over there gave a little speech for his reelection, and he never was given any information about setting up a committee to train people so we didn't have sexual harassment over at the sheriff's office. He said, I never got anything. Well, it was really interesting, most interesting, that wasn't even beginning to be 1% of the truth. This came out of the Wilson County News on the December 23rd of 2020, when Sheriff-elect Jim Stewart emphasizes interaction with public and transparency. Transparency. Well, in the last month, I had the second threat on my life. I have talked to the sheriff straight off one-on-one and made complaints about 2 officers. Never been investigated. Never going to be investigated. Some of you hadn't been in here before. He sat over 2 hours in my office before he was elected the first time, wanting my backing, and I went out. And what he told me was lies.
All right.
It's that time,
All right,
right?
thank you, Ms. Martin.
Anybody wants to take a look at one of these, I'll show you. Thank you.
Who are you, ma'am, so I can, what paper are you on? What?
Ma'am, with all due respect, thank you very much.
Okay, so noted. We got it right here. Thank you, ma'am.
I want to read from this newspaper article about how transparent our sheriff is. He's a nice guy. He's absolutely inept. I've owned and run multi-million-dollar companies. I turned down a job as chief operating officer for a billion-dollar company. Why? Because it was my brother-in-law that offered me the job. He founded Pizza Hut. And I said, no, because everything I do then, people are going to say, you got to where you are now because you're brother-in-law. So everything I do, I don't play number 2 dog in a dog sled team for anybody. Because when you're number 2 dog, what you see in front of you is not something you want to be looking at every day. And I want to read, and I've got copies if people want this. I find that when I run across something, I always kind of keep things because you never know when you might need evidence. When somebody says something and it's not true. Quote, I intend to focus on establishing a favorable relationship through integrity and professionalism with the citizens of Wilson County. If you make a mistake, fix it and go on, but don't try to hide it. You wanted to blame somebody else for that EEOC problem. You had the paperwork. You were given the paperwork. After research was done with HR, with the county attorney, other people, it was delivered to you, and then you have the gall, the unmitigated gall, to stand up in front of when you were going to go for re-election again and lie about it. Try to blame somebody else. I didn't get anything. It wasn't me. Oh, if I'd have got it, I would have done something about it. You have no idea how many former officers and people in this community have come to me after I've been speaking and said, you know what? Finally, somebody's at the tip of the spear. And you all know, that I was instrumental in taking down the mob in Kansas City after they put a contract on me, my mother, my father, my daughter, kidnapped my girlfriend. I was working with the FBI up there, and you know my past. When I start researching something, I'm as tenacious as a Rhodesian Ridgeback when a couple of black maned lions decide to attack camp. I don't back down. I've been offered $1 million to take somebody out. It's only, if you want to look up something, look up the $1 Million Assassin on YouTube, and you'll find out a former girlfriend of mine offered me $1 million.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Martin.
Thank you very much, folks. I wish you all a good day.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have some comments for item number 10. So there is 1, 2, 3, 7 speakers on item number 10. So we'll wait till we get to agenda item number 10, and then we'll have those speakers come speak before that agenda item is brought to the court. Agenda item number 4, we have certificates of completion, awards, and bond continuations. The Texas Association of Counties Cybersecurity Awareness Training for Amanda Bravo. The V.G. Young Institute of County Government, 16 hours of educational training by Commissioner Russell King. Texas Association of Counties Artificial Intelligence Training, Ray Areta, Natalie Howarth, Christine Jones. Texas Association of Counties Cyber Security Awareness Training for Ray Areta and Natalie Howarth. Texas Veterans Commission Military Cultural Competency, Ray Areta and Christine Jones. They be entered into the minutes. Agenda item number 5, we have our extension activity reports. Have anybody from AgriLife here? I see none, so Commissioners, I'll give you a few minutes to look over their report. right, we move to agenda item number 6. We have Christine Labus, County Auditor, 10 o'clock a.m. Open the following bids, so we're going to skip over that, and Commissioners, please remind me when to get to that. So we will move to agenda item number 7, presentation only, order appointing County Auditor by the 81st and the 2/8 District Court, appointing Kristen Labus as County Auditor for Wilson County for a term of 2 years beginning July 27, 2026. And I take it that's an action item? Does it say that? Just for information? Very good,
It's
okay.
not an action item, but it needs to be. Section 84 of the Local Government Code, Chapter 3 says, "The clerk of the district court shall record the judge's action in the minutes of the court and certify it to Commissioners Court," which is, I think, is what they've done. But it says, "The Commissioners Court shall then record in its minutes the judge's action and an order directing the payment of the auditor's salary." I think that needs to come back on again, doesn't it? Yes, it is an action item, needs to be an action item.
Can we do an action item if it says discussion only?
You can, you're just certifying the appointment.
Right. I'll entertain a motion.
What is the salary? I don't think it made it into our package.
It didn't make it in the package because we didn't know it was going to be an action item.
I'll make a motion to, to record in the minutes the judge's action of the 81st and 218th district judges in an order to direct payment of the auditor's salary in the amount of $85,000 per year.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. We have any other discussion regarding this agenda item? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. For the public awareness on that position reports directly to the district judges. That's who employs them. Their employees belong to the county. Agenda item number 8, we have Anthony Delgado, Wilson County Historical Commission. We go to 8A, Commissioners Court, to present the Texas Historical Commission's Distinguished Service Award to the Texas Historical Commission. Mr. Delgado, you have the floor.
Good morning, Judge,
Morning.
Commissioners, staff, public. Any time we can come together and celebrate and honor our county's history is a great day. It's even more special when the work that your all-volunteer commissioners do is recognized by the State Historical Commission via their Distinguished Service Award. If we can go to the next slide. The Distinguished Service Award is established by the Texas Historical Commission, and it's an annual recognition of counties who go above and beyond with Texas's preservation goals. There are 254 counties in Texas, and this past year, a good number of them, although a small fraction, were recognized by THC in their annual awards. One of the things I want to make sure that our public understands is the Wilson County Historical Commission is appointed by the Commissioners Court, and it's a group of 9 individuals who are all volunteers, and their mission is to preserve, protect, and promote the history of the county and its historical assets. If we can go to the next slide. So these are some of the things that your all-volunteer Historical Commission worked on in 2025, and some of the things that were called out by the Historical Commission for our Distinguished Service Award. We worked with one of the local historians, and we installed Rancho Pateguilla Historical Marker, which recognizes the county's early Spanish colonial ranches. We installed and recognized more than a dozen of local Wilson County, prior to Wilson County's establishment, local ranchers who were significant and are recognized as patriots of the American Revolution. We installed a marker which sits outside of the courthouse. We produced a tri-county hosted symposium. There you have a picture of Bexar County, Atascosa County, and Wilson County Historic Commission members in last year's symposium highlighting our 250th anniversary of America and Wilson County's contributions. A member of our historical commission also conducted a oral history for African American Story Gathering Day, and your historical commission has produced 3 exhibits, and you'll see one of those exhibits again, the Women of Wilson County in March during Women's History Month. And those are the accomplishments for which the THC has recognized your all-volunteer Wilson County Historical Commission. Judge, over to you for presentation.
Okay, sir, do you have the certificate? I know they sent us a packet, but I've got,
From what the THC said is they sent it to your office.
I can read it off, but it wasn't filled in.
Okay, that's fine. Yep. And then we'll I'll get with THC and we'll see what we can do about regenerating that certificate.
All right, here's what it reads, and you're going to have to bear with me because some of this is not filled in. Austin, Texas. This is from the county received Distinguished Service Award from the Texas Historical Commission. The Historical Commission, THC, awarded a 2025 Distinguished Award, DSA, to Wilson County Historical Commission. This annual award affirms Wilson County, CHC, for their exemplary initiation and execution of comprehensive programs that preserves Texas's multitude of historic and cultural resources. In 2025, statewide CHCs contributed an impressive 266,045 volunteer hours, translating in an in-kind donation to the state valued at $9,311,575. This award acknowledges the substantial time investment inherent to preservation and organizational standards CHCs utilize in their projects. The County Commissioners Court, acting on the CHC's governing body, will collaborate with CHC to determine the optimal method of presenting the DSA certificate and publicly acknowledge appointees of their dedicated service. The THC actively supports over 200 CHCs through programs and services that preserve Texas heritage for the education, enjoyment, and economic benefit of present and future generation. The THC's advisory role to CHCs is outlined in the Texas Local Government Code, Chapter 318. All right, sir, that's what I have, and we'll look for that original certificate and get it filled in. So are you wanting to come back here and take a picture with us?
If you don't mind.
Yeah,
that'd
come
be
on.
nice. And
Yeah.
if I could just introduce.
Yes,
for the
please.
public,
Absolutely.
the rest of your historical commission, Sandy Meagle, Cambria Reed, Nikki Storr, Elaine Stevens, Mr. Jed Elrod, and Steve Robbie. Not with us this morning is Dr. Melinda Creech and Dr. Richard Nims, who are also members of the Historical Commission. If we can.
I want to thank you for your job. Good job.
That's good.
If I back up, I won't push my, so I can't.
Are you ready? Thank you all, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
got
sir.
it, you got it,
Taken
okay.
care of.
Very good,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank you, ladies, appreciate it, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
Shove our desk forward a little bit.
Welcome.
If anybody's interested interested in serving, we'll be looking for Historical Commission members. Every 2 years, the Commissioners Court has to reappoint members.
Okay.
If anybody's interested, you're welcome to reach out to myself or the county judge, and we'll get you signed up.
Did Tambria leave?
Tambria is here.
Can you just have Tambria and you stamp so I can read the next agenda item because it deals with Sutherland Springs? Would you want to come up? Agenda item B, discuss take action to approve the County Historical Commission's recommendation for Land Legacy Award to Ruth, I'm going to say that's Miller, is it right? Miller?
Right.
Ander, whose extensive property near Sutherland Springs has been held by the same family for more than 111 years. Do you want to say something about it, Ms. Reed?
That's right. Yeah. Did you want to share that?
Can you tell us a little bit about that property?
I was just, well, the property, I think, is in the Skull family, because the Skull family and Dr. Fretz would like a bridge called Mueller Bridge to be gone, because it's technically built on private property. So I don't know if Ruth lives there?
I'll share it. Ruth Miller Ander, who had applied for Land Legacy Award, for those of y'all that aren't aware, the Land Legacy Award and the Business Legacy Awards were two awards that the Commissioners Court approved a couple of years ago to recognize landowners in the county who have had property for more than 75 years continuously in a family, and businesses that have been operating continuously in the county for 25, 50, 75, or more than 100 years. Ruth Miller's grandfather bought the property. It's more than 200 acres, and it sits on both sides of the Cibolo near Sutherland Springs. And Tambria is absolutely right. The historic Miller Bridge is on that property. The property itself that the bridge sits on is no longer part of the family, but she continues to own and operate the 200-plus acres that her grandfather acquired in 1915. In accordance with our Land Legacy Award program, she applied for, and if the Commissioners Court approves today, she'll get a certificate that recognizes her family's long, continuous operation of land in Wilson County.
Oh, very good.
And this bridge on her, that's between the two sides over the Cibolo, built on private property by the county, so it would give people from Sutherland Springs and Lavernia better access to either side. And there's a beautiful picture of it in the Conley Memorial Hospital if you haven't seen the bridge.
Just a note, when I was a young man, that Miller Bridge was the only way you could get across because of the low water bridge at Sutherland Springs, the low water bridge at Lavernia. If the creek was up, the Miller Bridge was the only way to cross the Cibolo.
So somebody here has actually been on the bridge. You've been on it too?
Of course.
So with your, the Historic Commission met a couple of weeks ago at our regular scheduled meeting and are recommending approval for the Commissioners Court to approve the Land Legacy Award for Ruth Miller Ander for her 111 years of continuous land ownership in Wilson County. And here we have a certificate.
Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the County Historical Commission's recommendation for a Land Legacy Award to Ruth Mueller Ander.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Do we have any other discussion regarding this agenda item? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. One more time. You want to come over here and? Let's take another picture of this.
And then we'll arrange with Ms. Ander a presentation at her, something that might work for you, the court, as well as Ms. Ander.
All the commissioners want to?
Let me stand up with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You need a copy of that? Okay, you got it. All right. Agenda item number 9, discussion only. The Texas Historical Commission correspondence notifying Wilson County Emergency Grant Award of $564,016 to make the necessary repairs to the courthouse porticos. Okay, so we didn't have anybody come in last time from Mr. Orn's company. They did, but they didn't have the paperwork, or what was the deal on that?
So I believe they had the RFQs, but they needed to be reviewed by our legal counsel first. I don't know if y'all have received that from them yet.
No.
So
Okay.
we would just need to reach out to Lindsay, the architect, to get those RFQs to the legal counsel.
And what was our matching, 200 and,
So we were awarded $564,016 for the grant, what they county match portion of $241,721.
okay, so we're going to have to go back to that again. And let me get a hold of Mr. Thorne on that, so, but, because that match has to be approved by the court. Okay.
So just to make the court aware, we have 3 months of the award date to accept this grant.
Okay, we'll have to move pretty quick.
Motion to table.
It's discussion only. So next one will be an action item. Any other discussion, commissioners, on this subject? Okay. Agenda item number 10A, discuss take action on approving the contract between Wilson County and the Wilson County Economic Development Corporation. If item A is approved, move to item B. So before we begin, I have public comments, so we're going to start on those first. Mr. James Frazier?
Morning.
Morning, sir. You have 3 minutes.
Yes. Full disclosure, I'm one of the founding members of the corporation, and I encourage the commissioners to continue to fund our ongoing efforts. We're in our infancy right now. We're just now getting our feet on the ground, and it's been a lot of work to try to get to this point. And funding is one of the things that we need to continue with it. We have our major concerns, like everybody, about infrastructure and natural resources, but we think that our purpose is to bring quality of life, health and safety, and sustainable growth to Wilson County. I'd like to point out that every county that surrounds us has an organization similar to ours, and I think it's a necessary thing to have. And for me personally, I'm a 4th generation Wilson County cattle rancher, and I've always been a steward of the land. And I am concerned about some of the rapid growth that's coming here. But there needs to be an organization that can monitor this and report back to the public as to what's going on, and to promote good jobs in health and welfare for our county. So please, consider this when you're taking your vote to continue to fund us. Thank you for your time.
Mr. J.B. Hurwitz, am I saying that right, sir? Rubitz, okay.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge. My name is J.C. Rubitz. I live in Stockdale, Texas. Didn't get there by legacy or anything. It was a lifelong dream to own land. And, you know, I wanted to raise my kids out of the city. So around about the time the Eagle Ford Shale started hitting really hard in our county, I joined the Stockdale Economic Development Corporation in hopes of keeping, you know, businesses that might leave behind a mess out of our community. And I think we did a pretty good job of that. In fact, we got the whole town cleaned up quite nicely. And thanks to some of our members and our administrator at the time, we have a beautiful pond that people from communities all around us come to. A couple years ago, through my participation in that board, the last 2 of which I was president, I was invited to join the Wilson County Economic Development Corporation. And, you know, it's important to have people serving their community. And that's what we do. You need to have guardrails through your organizations, and there aren't guardrails in county government that stop this type of development. There are sacred property rights in this state, and that's why people love Texas. I love my property rights. I'm proud to be an owner of my water. I have a water well, so I can feed my livestock. I'm happy to have mineral rights that maybe 50 years from now, they'll be desperate for oil. Maybe they'll reward my great-great-grandchildren with some royalties or something like that. I do find it important that when we are, as citizens, being outspoken, we come from a place of honesty and integrity. And I think that there's been a lot of talk on social media misrepresenting and mischaracterizing the work that we do on the WCEDC, and it's sickening. And it's libelous, and it needs to stop. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Marcelo Lajas?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Commissioners. My name is Marcelo Lajas. I'm from Wilson County, and my family goes way back. My grandfather was born in Greytown in 1896. My mother was born in Calaveras in an adobe house with a dirt floor in 1936. My father was born in Den Hawken in 1936. And so I've been here my whole life. I love the county. I'm vice president of the Wilson County Economic Development Corporation. I also currently serve, I've been serving for over a decade, probably about 13 years now. I'm vice president of the Connolly Memorial Medical Center. Prior to that, I served 7 years back in the 90s. I was appointed by Governor Bush, where I served 7 years on the State Board of Nurse Examiners, and right after that, Governor Perry appointed me to the State Board of Pharmacy. I've owned and operated real estate office here in Wilson County since 1989. I have a vast experience in real estate. I've owned 2 real estate offices in the Rio Grande Valley, and I've had real estate transactions. I'm a commercial broker and farm and ranch, an accredited land consultant, and I do residential properties as well. I've trained many real estate agents right here that have become their own brokers. But so I've had transactions in Wilson County, Medina County, Bandera County, all the counties around, and of course, Starr County, Cameron County, and Hidalgo County. My point is that the Wilson County Economic Development Corporation is very much needed. The members, like all the members of the board, are business people like myself. We're very pragmatic, very practical people, so we feel this is very important. I see, and we started this meeting with a prayer. We start our meetings with a prayer. I was a deacon at First Baptist Church of Floresville for 25 years, and I taught Sunday school. And the verse that comes to mind as we see like all the stuff that's going on social media, the verse that comes to mind is, you can find it in the 7th chapter, verse 1 of the Gospel of Matthew, where Jesus says, "Judge not, that ye may not be judged, for by whatever measure ye judge, by that same measure are you going to be judged." And he goes on to say, you know what? Why do you say to your brother, there's a splinter in your brother's eye when you got a whole beam in your own eye? First, take that beam out of your own eye so you can more clearly see the splinter in your brother's eye. The Wilson County Economic Development Corporation is here to do good for the county and to be a blessing to the county. My question is, the people that are so against us, what good are they doing for the county? What blessings are they trying to bring to the county? I'll finish with that.
Thank you. Mr. Jason Talley?
Good morning. I'm Jason Talley. I'm the president of the Wilson County Economic Development Corporation, and would like to just share a little bit about who I am. I am a fourth-generation Wilson County landowner myself, own property that's been the family since 1942. I've had a business in this town for 31 years. I employ people, someone who's invested and supported the community for decades. The single greatest economic generator in a county is a business. WCEDC is a private nonprofit, 501c6, created to simply bring collaboration amongst our cities, to bring good paying manufacturing, light industrial, things like that to this county, recruit employers, create jobs. All of our business owners that serve on this committee, all the board members have spent a lot of time doing just that. And we're very proud of the work we have done. Our motives are in the right place, our heart's in the right place. And the integrity is impeccable. The one thing I will state is I do get a little defensive when I start reading comments out there. I'm not a big Facebook guy, and frankly, I was born and raised in a generation that if you want to talk to somebody, it's best to talk it out versus Facebook. But the Wilson County Resource Preservation Project has published some statements that need to be corrected. No money has been spent on some of the projects that they're referencing. A data center, Ecor Global, for example, was referenced. That's a conversation we have had before with this particular company months ago. By the way, that is a company that's still looking to move forward with their project. It had also mentioned that we spent $50,000 on these projects, or we shared some of those dollars for those projects, which is also false, because how is it we have $45,800 still left in the bank if we spent $50,000? Our fundraising has been private dollars, it has been public dollars, and we've been very conservative with our money. It also suggests that we were formed for data center activity. That's wrong. Our formation started way back in the spring of 2025, before a lot of these conversations existed. It also suggests by a commentator that we actually have a non-disclosure agreement with these entities. That true is false. We've never signed a disclosure agreement. They also mentioned the they mentioned the power plant, Ecor Global. That is a potential plant that would offset energy needs at Mission Rail Park. It's going to be a gas-fired plant. So for an entity that actually says that electricity demand is a concern, but yet we're going to fight a company that wants to privately build a power plant for a commercial business park, we need to have a seat at the table, and that's what this organization does. We can't control, of course, what happens when a landowner wants to sell their property, but what we can control
Mr. Talley,
is have a seat at the table.
I'm going to have to close you off at that 3
Well, that's
minutes
fine.
unless somebody wants to give you 3 minutes, so.
No, we're good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Miss Audrey Lindholm? Yes.
Hi, my name is Audrey Lindholm. I am a mother, a wife, a grandmother. I'm actually from Williamson County, grew up in Round Rock. My mother's family was from Hidalgo County and had ranches in Starr County, etc. I reside in Stockdale, Texas. I work 2 jobs. One of them is farming and ranching on 20 acres. So we do beef cattle. We're doing dairy goats for home use only, and we're building up that business as we, fund it with our day jobs. Similar to Mr. Hubert's, my dream was, and we worked long and hard, to get to the position where we could purchase acreage. It was our dream, since my first child in 2002, and to where we could raise them in a safer environment, where the land was cleaner, people, we assumed would be more morally inclined in the country, that kind of thing. And I do hope that my grandchildren also have the opportunities to live in the country. And we do want to contribute to the community. Not all of us have large properties. It's not all generational, but we have different ways we can contribute. And we are looking for those ways to contribute. There's a lot of information that maybe I'm not aware of or maybe confused about. I would just say if the county economic development, I would like to see it as a group that protects the county from maybe some, I don't know if you want to say bad apples or wild cards that may be prone to taking advantage of the community. I personally don't care if somebody profits by doing something legally. That is none of my business. I want to see the people around me succeed, whether or not that impacts me financially or not. What I don't want to see is lack of water, dirty water, too much industrial. It's not attractive. It doesn't attract good growth to the community. So I'm not, and I would like to say from the presentation of Mr. Hubritz, I don't doubt that he is sincere. However, I also, from what I do know about him, which is very limited, I think he has a good heart. And I just think a few bad apples can really take things off target. And then it's a blame game, and everybody's blaming each other, and nobody really knows where certain things are stemming from. So I would just like to see responsible, like really responsible, let's look at this, and let's make this work, and let's do things that really benefit the community, not just with dollars, but with quality of life, and safe environmentally as well. And by the way, I'm a registered Republican. I come from a Navy family. I am very conservative, and I'm definitely, I know there were some comments also on Facebook that said people that are against these data centers are agitators, or they're communists, or I'm definitely not that.
Okay.
And so I just want to kind of put that out there, that a lot of us, there are Republicans that don't want dirty water, okay? Because we want our kids to, in Hidalgo County, it was very common for a very long time, we never drank the water. Pregnant women drinking the water, their babies would be born with encephalitis. It was disgusting. And I don't want that to happen to our community. It's just not.
Thank you, Ms. Lindholm. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mr. John Dole. John Dole?
My name is John Doyle, and I'm a member of the Wilson County Resource Preservation Project. An open records request submitted to Wilson County captured a chain of emails exposing the organization of a secret meeting between local leadership and data center developer Jeremy Cook of 3D Infrastructure at Phelps headquarters. This engagement was organized to follow up on an earlier meeting and to coordinate the response of local leadership to the Floresville Technology Campus, a data center under development near Floresville and Poth. We can't say exactly who attended this meeting or the preceding meeting, or how many meetings took place, but Mr. Cook explicitly listed the stakeholders of the previous meeting by name. The combined list of stakeholders, organizers, and invitees include Floresville EDC President Ray Lamberth, Assistant Executive Director Michelle Tackett, and Director Ben Lamberth, Floresville Mayor Gloria Cantu and Monica Valiz, who served the dual role of Floresville City Manager and Interim Executive Director of Floresville EDC, Wilson County Judge Hank Whitman, Phelps CEO Aaron Wagner, CTO Chris Owens, CFO Santos Alarcon, and COO Devin Parker, Poth Mayor and Wilson County EDC Board Member Crystal Eckel, former Stockdale EDC Administrator and current Executive Director of the Wilson County EDC Jen Baird, and Wilson County EDC President Jason Talley and Vice President Marcel Lejas Jr. While many details were omitted, what's clear is that the organizers valued confidentiality and exclusion of the activist group informed in Stockdale as paramount, because Jason Talley touted these characteristics as making Jen Baird an ideal invitee to this meeting. Maybe you could even excuse the Wilson County's EDC's lack of transparency if the taxpayers were only on the hook for petty operating and startup expenses like D&O insurance, marketing materials, and down payments on their website. But when combining its quasi-governmental nature with the fact that the county apparently allocated 100,000 taxpayer dollars to the Wilson County EDC and paid 50,000 of those without a contract or agreement, this opacity is unacceptable, especially now knowing the controversial nature of the dealings. In fact, the thorough intermingling of local government executives with the Wilson County EDC and public money makes it unclear what unique purpose this allegedly private corporation serves over the traditional EDCs, beyond shielding its participants from scrutiny while providing unscrupulous individuals insider information and the opportunity to profit off of public coffers. Given the apparently high economic proximity between several members in these controversial developments, continuing to fund the Wilson County EDC is indefensible. This vote represents a fork in the road for our whole community. We respectfully request that the court reject the contract with the Wilson County EDC and any continued formal or informal association with it until they've demonstrated genuine good faith reform and the ability to operate on their own without public support. If you don't and you choose to fund them through 2027, you'll forever forfeit the ability to claim that you lack the statutory authority to act against the data centers and will have sided with them against the clear wishes of your constituents. Thank you.
Joyce Dole. I'm sorry, is it Jody?
This is just public comment.
Public comments, ma'am. Ms. Dole.
And
I'm sorry, I cannot read your writing. Okay, all right. Jason Lowry? How you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Morning.
I have not got some generational stuff here in Wilson County, but I've lived in Texas my whole life. And me and my wife bought a piece of property here 10 years ago. And we really love the fact that we have peace and quiet and we have wildlife. And it very much concerns me, the prospect of the data centers coming and affecting the wildlife. I'm an avid hunter, and there are stories of eardrums of white-tailed deers getting burst because of the noise being created by these data centers. I want to be able to hunt deer for the rest of my life. I don't want to be damaging the wildlife in our population. There is stories of cattle having problems with their cattle being stillborn and not being able to birth calves. We have a huge cattle industry in Texas. Why would we want to harm that? I appreciate that some of y'all have said we stopped some of the oil industry from destroying our land, because there are stories out of Oklahoma where oil companies have just been forcing the old wastewater under the ground, and it's seeping up through old oil wells and poisoning groundwater. I don't want that to happen here, but you also have to keep in mind that if your whole goal is just profit and you don't care about other things, then bad things happen. So I want you to protect this, and I want you to bring companies that generate income and bring money to our county. We're not a wealthy county, but I have a business. I work for myself. I restore automobiles. And I would much rather be in my garage right now building an old 57 Chevy than being here trying to stop you guys from ruining my county. And anyway, another topic that is somewhat related is the mass surveillance that is happening in our communities. Flock cameras have gone up, and there's one right down the street from my house. And I believe that they are tied to the data centers so that they have to put all that information somewhere when they're recording you constantly every day and building a network and a profile on you so they can track you. There's stories of them tracking women that have went out of the state simply because we changed the laws and they couldn't get health care and abortion here. There's women that my mom had an ectopic pregnancy. It would have killed her. Now, with the laws that were written, they can't deal with her and keep her from being dying on the medical bed. So, anyway, that's about all I have to say.
Thank you. All right.
Judge, we got 5 minutes.
Let's 5 or 6. Okay, we're going to recess before we come back to agenda number 10 because we have a hearing at 10 o'clock we have to return to. So we stand recessed at 9:55. We'll reconvene in 5 minutes. Thank you for letting me know.
Judge?
Yes.
Was that everybody who was speaking on the agenda?
That was it. That was it. Mhm. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going, I'm sorry?
Get him out.
Where's,
He's come in. Making it go.
we still have a quorum, so it is 10 o'clock a.m. We're going to open the following bids from Kristen Labas, County Auditor for Wilson County. We'll start with 6A, 27-1000, material hauling, materials plus hauling.
Going to open them and announce who submitted bids, and then we will take them back to our office and create the bid tabulation and submit that to the court. And then in September, then we will do the actual awarding of the bid package. Is that better? Okay. So this one was Colorado Materials, but they did submit at 9:30, which is past the deadline, so we will not be accepting that one. The deadline to submit the bid packets was 9 a.m. this morning in the auditor's office. And next one is 90 Transport and Sales. Atascosa Materials LLC. Vulcan Construction Materials LLC.
What was the name of that again, Ms. Locke?
Vulcan Construction Materials LLC. GEM Materials, Inc. Aggregate Movers, LLC. Asphalt Patch Enterprises, Inc. Ergon Asphalt and Emulsion, Inc. That's all for the material. We have the bulk gasoline and diesel. On-Site Fuels, Inc. Midtex Oil LP. That's all I have, Judge.
Okay. We'll close it unless y'all have any questions. Commissioners? None? Okay, well, we'll close that part of the hearing off, go back into regular session. We will return to agenda item number 10. I'll reread 10A, discuss take action on approving the contract between Wilson County and the Wilson County Economic Development Corporation. If item A is approved, we'll move to item B. If it's not, we bypass item B. I'll entertain a motion on 10A.
Judge, I know we didn't get this till late Thursday, and so I personally haven't had enough time to go over it. I know I do have some comments. I think there's a few errors in there. I'd like more time to do this, so my recommendation is going to be not to take any action today.
Okay. All right, and Ms. Huron, you do have some issues with it as well, correct?
I reviewed it. It was sent to us. There were 3 issues and 3 changes that probably, if you're going to review that, one is that it's not an automatic renewal. So the corporation would have to come to the court every year and ask for funding. The other thing is that it provides for a separation of funds. So Wilson County money, whatever the court allocates, will have to be kept in a separate fund that can be audited at any time by the county. And the other thing is that there has to be, I can't recall if it's quarterly, or there has to be an accounting to the court of how that money is being spent, what expenses, where it was used, and how it was used. And so those are the 3 things that are important if the court is going to allocate money to this corporation, that would allow some oversight by the county and would allow some accountability for the money that's paid to the county. So those are the 3 main provisions that reviewed and modified to address those issues. And then whatever else, once you have a chance to review it and have concerns over, just let me know. See what it is that you want to do.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Any other comments before I ask for someone? Mr. Talley? Okay. Go ahead.
I just want you to know that I'm totally aware of what the statute says about contracting with an organization like ours. It does talk about reasonable degree of separation. Whatever reasonable means, I really don't know. But the last communication I got was that, hey, this looks okay. So I had our attorneys send it to the county attorneys. We get a response back saying it looks okay. Never once did I get anything back says needs to be corrected. I started this process 2 weeks ago. It was actually sent to Ms. Gonzalez at the judge's office a week ago Friday, meaning if you guys got it late in your packet, that's not a result of us. So my goal is to always get you information in your packet timely, because I'm the type of person that I want time to review this as well. But Commissioner Martin, my apologies if it's late in your packet, because frankly, it should have been in your packet the Monday before this meeting.
No, not me, and that's fine. You and I had this conversation last week, and I mean, I think it covers generally all the regulatory things and statute things and all of that. I just think it needs some more detail to make what our expectation from your organization is.
You bet. Well, and then just so you know, my phone line's always open. So if you got suggestions, details for our attorney to put it in the agreement, then we're willing to work through that. This is not anything different that other counties have done. This is not new. We're actually one of the last counties to the table on this deal. And Judge, you know the kind of work I've put into this project, and it's been a lot of work, and all volunteer hours. And you know, I think it'd be a sad day if we don't get this approved because it's something that's needed in the county. We'll go back to the drawing board. I totally understand that, but I would like a little communication back on my end so we know what we need to change.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure you'll get that. And, but thank you for what you've done. I mean, this is a great step forward to get us where we are today. And then we just need to get all our I's dotted, T's crossed, and make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. And that, you know, we want you to do what we want you to do and what's good for the county.
So, yes, and one of the things I want to add to that, yes, we already have plans that if this is approved, and we iron out the language on this thing, that we have quarterly reports so that the people know what's going on with the WEDC. I've been to a few of your meetings, and I can tell you that you guys are professional, very professional in what you do. You're open. I mean, people can come to your meetings. You know, you've posted them. You're there. I read these contracts. I'm not an attorney, and I can read it, and it's all foreign to me. That's why I have to depend on Ms. Huron on that. I want to take the blame for not having it in that packet when I did receive it, and it went to Ms. Huron. It came back. My executive assistant is out. Her husband is very gravely ill right now, and she's been at the hospital. And I'd been on her to get these packages together. That's my fault. I'm a little challenged when it comes to putting things in these little books. As many of y'all know, y'all have problems in your computers as well, so I depend on my executive. We'll make sure that we get this moved expediently so that we get this language ironed out and we don't delay it any further. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate what you've done for the corporation and the E-Corps project. If people don't know, that's the railway over here north of the county. It has nothing to do with data centers. So anyway, all right, thank you. I'm sorry.
I do want to add one more thing. This agreement is for 25-26. And so it terminates, and I don't have it in front of me, I believe it terminates this month or September. I'm not sure the date.
Yes.
But it's for last year. So if this corporation wants to again seek funding for 26, 27, they're going to have to come back and ask either for a renewal of the agreement or a new agreement for funding for next year, because this is part of last year's approval. So just to make it clear, what you're approving is 25-26, which ends relatively quickly. So
Y'all's legal counsel cannot connect with our legal counsel on this to get this ironed out promptly? Okay, all right, okay. Okay.
well, and to be, I can review them. I can look at issues that I think are important that are legally compliant, but ultimately it's up to the court to review everything. And even if I say this is legally compliant, it's still up to them to say, I don't think it's good for Wilson County, or I don't like this, or I don't like that. They're the ultimate decision makers. So it's not, it's not me saying it's a good.
Okay, so Commissioner Martin, would you please get those concerns to Ms. Huron as soon as possible so we can get moving forward?
Yeah, and I'd encourage other members of the court to read through it and put your ideas in there.
All right, so are you all entertaining just that we don't table it because we may need more time to look at this thing, and I'm not talking about a lot of time, but we need to get it ironed out.
No action.
Just want to take no action, and then we get this ironed out as quickly as possible. If that's the consensus there, then we will take no action on agenda item number 10. Move to agenda item number 11, Genevieve Martinez, County Clerk, discuss and take action on setting sheriff's and constables' fees for 2027.
So I did reach out to the sheriff and the constables for changes, so they're going to stay the same. They're on your iPads. And I will upload them to the comptroller if everybody's good with that.
I just have a question on the fee for sale of real estate by virtue of order of sale. It says there's no fee amount, but then it says fee is add 2%. So does that mean if it's $100,000, you add 2% of $100,000 and that's the fee? Is that what?
They're not my fees. That would be a question for the sheriff or the constables. All I do is upload them.
Sheriff, do you know?
The fees attached to the tax sale.
I don't have it on there.
This week, I was gonna bring the same thing up.
Is this time sensitive right now?
It is.
When's it needed by?
It might be on there. I mean, we can move it to the next meeting. I always try to do it as early as I can in case something does
Right.
come up.
2%. What he's asking, if there's a sale, do we get 2% of whatever that sale is?
Again, I don't know who that question would be for.
Maybe Linebarger, I don't know.
Okay.
No? Well, it's an order of sale, so it's
She said
coming down to
okay.
delinquent taxes, huh?
He said yes.
She said, okay, not no. You heard no because there was a cough.
Oh, I don't know. Were y'all talking
Is it,
to
or
somebody else?
We're talking about Linebarger.
Yeah.
it is?
Linebarger would be the agency.
Who's,
Okay.
it's called fee for sale of real estate by virtue of order of sale. Is that, but that's not necessarily delinquent taxes. That could be some family dispute or. Well, it's a constable or sheriff's fee, it's whoever gets it, so. But it's set countywide.
So I mean, I don't know. Do y'all have that fee? Do y'all charge that fee when y'all do that?
Maybe she knows. Because I would think that would come out of.
So how that's going to work, Commissioners, on the order of sale, it's going to matter of what the court sends in the order of what there is, the percentage of what they owe, the percentage of the property, and then there's a constable commission. It's a whole worksheet that comes up with that.
Is for taxes or anything? Or
Anything,
all-
any order.
Any and all?
on that.
You gonna see if the judges, no? No, okay, all right, thanks.
Does that clear that up enough?
I think so,
So they're just getting 2% of whatever that is.
yeah, I just,
Yeah.
well, but I guess we still show a fee amount of 0. He's saying he gets a worksheet.
Well, and I think the math comes off that worksheet is what he's saying.
They don't know they don't have the numbers yet.
Yeah. I know.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get that, but I don't think fee is add 2% is descriptive enough of what we're actually doing. If somebody was to question that, what am I paying 2% of? The sale price, the court judgment, or whatever, I don't know. I'm trying to make,
Fees for this.
I get it.
It's for the sale of the real
but
estate.
but is your fee 2% of whatever the total is?
Off the sale of the property?
Can you talk to the judges and just change that to fee is add 2% to whatever court's computation, or, it's just not very clear. I mean, if I handed this to any of these people out here, I think they would ask the same question. What am I paying 2% on?
I can get with the judges, see what they
Yeah.
want to do. Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll just
If you-
put
if
this
you
on the
can-
next agenda.
Yeah, if that's okay, if that'll work, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, is this gonna kill this agenda item? Are we gonna move it forward?
No action.
No action.
Okay. All right, we'll take no action on agenda item number 11, we move on. Agenda item number 12, Don Pelazic, Barnett, Tax Assessor Collector, discuss and take action on approving the imposition of optional fees for calendar year 2027.
So there are no changes that are going to be approved here. We already charged the $10 road and bridge fee, and that's the most that we can charge, so there would be no changes to this. And this is for registrations, DMV
Right.
registration renewals.
Entertain a motion on agenda item number 12.
Make a motion that we approve the imposition of optional fees for calendar year 2027 as presented by our Texas. Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Akins, seconded by Commissioner Perdola. Any other discussion regarding agenda item number 12? Hearing none, a call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. Agenda item number 13. A, discuss, take action on approving the 2027 Commissioners Court dates. I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'll entertain a motion on agenda item number 13A.
Make a motion to approve the 2027 Commissioners Court dates.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, second by Commissioner Martin. Is there any other discussion regarding 13A? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. 13B, discuss and take action on approving the 2027 Wilson County holiday schedule. Any questions regarding this agenda item?
No. I'll make a motion to approve the 2027 Wilson County holiday schedule.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Martin. Any other discussion regarding 13B? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. Agenda item number 14, we have Commissioner Martin, discuss take action to declare soil, mulch, and tree surplus that have no value to the county to approve the use of a form for inventorying and documenting disposal of these materials to the general public.
Okay, I think I've mentioned before that I've got a lot of dirt sitting in my yard that if anybody needs any fill dirt, they could have, that was in the county. But I get people asking regularly, can I have some? And I had to tell them no so far. I've had people ask for the mulch when we were working on trees. With all the trees that have been falling down and blown over and hit by lightning this year, I've had people asking for trees. And so my suggestion is that the court approve this countywide, and that way any and all of us can, if we get asked for that, we can, or we can let folks have it. So in order to do this, I've worked with Ms. Huron, and we just really needed to declare that stuff surplus, that it has no value to the county, which it doesn't. I mean, for example, if I got a guy and I got a dump truck full of dirt and he wants it and I can dump it in his driveway, I get him to sign a form, but the form was attached in there that just says that I take it and I'll hold Wilson County harmless, and anything that happens because I
see
get
that
it
form.
or use it, so,
May we see that form?
yeah, in the package.
It's on the tablet.
I don't have it on mine, I'm sorry, guys.
Did you want to?
Okay, y'all have it on yours? Okay. All right, I'll entertain a motion on agenda item number 14. Commissioner Martin, are you making that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to declare soil, mulch, and trees surplus and have no value to the county, and to approve the attached form for inventorying and documenting disposal of these materials to the general public.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Ms. Huron, you've seen the form is okay? All right. Any other discussion regarding agenda item 14?
Well, just that the way you put it about dumping it on private property, I mean.
Not you, I mean, what I'm telling them is if you want to pick up dirt, or I'll dump it in your driveway at the property line.
I just, from my side of it, see an issue with, like, if we have it stockpiled in our precinct yard. Like right now, you can go to my precinct yard, there's not a soul there because they're all out on the road.
Right.
And so offering it, I guess it'll just have to be up to each commissioner in the manner that he's gonna deal with it, because I don't want somebody trying to go to the
Right.
yard during the day.
Right, and like, for
Just
example,
have them make an
I will-
appointment.
I will not load a pickup truck or a trailer.
Right.
They can hand load all of that they want. If they have a real dump truck, I'll load it with my loader. But other than that, they're each responsible
If
for
I may, Commissioner, just to clarify, what this action does is it makes that, the mulch, and that it has no value.
Surplus, no.
And so then it would be, and then it authorizes each commissioner to dispose of it to the general public using this form to document that however you want to do that. If you decide you don't want to, because in the future you may need it, you don't have to. So it's up to each precinct, each commissioner to decide, but this authorizes you to dispose of it if you want to do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other discussion regarding agenda item 14? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. We move to agenda item number 15. Sheriff Stewart, discuss take action on renewing detention and removals amendment contract P0001 for the Wilson County Sheriff's Department. This will be for contract renewal March 2026, 2027. Sheriff, can you come on up so we can ask you a few questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, so is this the ICE detention, just so we're clarified, is for,
This is for detainees from ICE, and it is not a renewal. It's an amendment to an existing one to give us $5,000 more than they were going to give us to start with.
Okay.
Went from $5,000 to $10,000.
and we've already approved that contract before,
Yes.
several courts back. Okay, so this is just a reimbursement back to the county if an ICE detainee has to come into your custody. Obviously, we have to charge the government, the government's going to reimburse us, correct?
Same as I do for the federal prisoners.
Very good, okay. Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion on agenda item number 15.
I'll make a motion to renew the detention and removals amendment contract P00001 for the Wilson County Sheriff's Department.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. We have any other discussion regarding this agenda item? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, ayes have it, motion passes. Agenda item number 16, we have Lou Sarato, Permitting and Development Director. We move to 16A, Private Water Line. And both of these are in Precinct 3, so I'm going to call them out. A1, Permit 901, SS Water, WSC Precinct 3, County Road 342, review and approve. Permit 901,
Be 902.
I was going to say, okay, 902, so correct that. Permit number 902, SS Water, WSC Precinct 3, County Road 342, review and approve.
Yes, this is a private utility line that's being pulled by Intrepid Land and Surveying. Mason is here to represent this agenda item, but they are pulling the line underneath the county road to bring to Pioneer Ridge subdivision.
Mr. Perdola?
I am aware of both of these lines that are being pulled under County Road 342, and I make a motion that to accept permit 901 and 902 on County Road 342.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Perdola, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. We have any other discussion regarding 16A1 and 2, and with the exception that we correct 2 to 902? Hear none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. With 16B1, permit 903 Spectrum, Precinct 3, County Road 342, County Road 337, review and approve. Commissioner Perdola.
Yes, I'm aware of the spectrum lines going in on 342 and 337. I make a motion that we approve permit 903 for spectrum on County Road 342 and County Road 337.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Perdola, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Any other discussion regarding agenda item 16B1? Hear none, the call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. 16C, Tier 1 Development. 1, the Ravine Subdivision. Discuss and take action.
I do have a representative here for the Ravine subdivision. He has asked that we, again, postpone it. It has been postponed to take ownership of the property. They have not signed on it yet, so they can't sign on the plat. I leave this up to the court to decide whether you want to disapprove it at this time or no action or table it.
We've had this on the court for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Ms. Huron, I know you don't regularly do this, but, I mean, does he need to withdraw that since he doesn't own the land, or what do we need to do?
Well, I mean, I'm not real familiar. Was this the last meeting or?
This has been at the past 2 Commissioner Court meetings pending signing on the property.
I don't know.
That one was tabled, so it had to be
I'm not
taken off
familiar
the
with this.
table. Do you
So-
want to speak?
Come on up, sir. Please
We can explain the situation, what's going on with the property.
state your name, sir, please.
My name is Brady Baggs. I'm the civil engineer for MI Homes, which is purchasing the property from the Whitty family. So it's been scheduled to close for several days. It was scheduled to close on Wednesday of last week, which would have been in plenty of time. But title companies and attorneys and one of the Whitty's family members is overseas. And it's just been tough getting signatures. It will probably close today, but it didn't last week when it was supposed to.
Commissioners?
So I still don't know what you're asking for. I mean, I don't know are you asking?
I'd love just to table it to next meeting.
But what are we tabling?
The final plat,
Oh, the plat.
the subdivision plat. So we got everything approved, or at least through your staff and your third-party engineer. And before we come to Commissioner's Court, the transaction from the MI Homes, the builder and the landowner, needs to take place. So the right people sign the subdivision plat, and that deed, we need to have that deed in hand. And we were supposed to have it last Wednesday, and we do not have it as of today.
It seems it's not ripe for approval, so you probably should
I'm
just
worried
take no
about the
action.
30-day
Yeah, we're
approval, and that's
already way past all that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem, I don't know any of the details, so
Is there a timeline that does he go beyond that, has to start all over again? What happens?
This is the third time it's been on the court because we tabled it, so we brought it back on the last court and they still didn't have current paperwork and signatures, and today we're back to the same thing.
And as far as the 30-day shot clock, I mean, we did specifically ask in an email to table it, so that should be.
you're asking that the 30-day either be extended, or you're willing to waive that until it's ready to come before the court?
Yes, ma'am. And we did formally, in an email, ask for it to be tabled today. It was just.
You have that email in your file there? You have them with you? Can you read it? Can you read it for Ms. Huron to make sure?
Yes, this came in on Sunday. Good evening, Luke's. Unfortunately, AMI Homes was not able to close on the property last week. It was scheduled for Wednesday, then it pushed to Thursday, then Friday, and still no close. The title company and attorney were going back and forth, and one of the sellers was overseas. So getting signatures has been difficult. It should close tomorrow, which is today, Monday, but I will not have the deed before Commissioners Court. I assume this means we will not be able, we will need to table it. If you can, please. So sorry for the delay, and this was for Mr. Brady Bags.
It's fine to table it.
If we table it, bring it back the next time. Okay, motion to table, agenda item,
Well, hang on just a second. I mean, that requires it to come back in 2 weeks.
it's right.
You really think it'll be signed within 2 weeks?
Everything I'm told is going to close today. It's supposed to close on, Wednesday, and then as soon as they get that signature from that family member, it's closed.
Jeff, this is yours.
I'll go with table.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to table 16C1.
Motion to table the
Have a second?
second subdivision.
Motion made by Commissioner Perdola, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Do we have any other discussion regarding 16C1? Mr. Baggs, you need to make it happen, okay? All right. Any other discussion? Not, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. 16C2, Chaparral Ranch Plat Amendment, discuss and take action.
This was an amendment for the current Chaparral Ranch Unit 1. They have a cul-de-sac at the end of Cheyenne Road, which they plan to pull back the property line to kind of open up that cul-de-sac for the possibility of a Unit 3. That's just a possibility at this time. Mr. Brady Baggs is also the engineer on record for this subdivision, if you have any questions. This was given a favorable recommendation from our review committee.
So, all we did, we went from like 60-something feet to make it 70-foot right away. It will be going into the city. It will not be the county. But either way, we made it a 70-foot right away, so we added just a couple of feet at the end of the cul-de-sac is all we did. I'll make a motion to approve this plat amendment.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Perdola. Any other discussion regarding 16C2?
I have a question. So you said it's going to be going into the city of Floresville?
If this goes any further, but yes.
Okay. So future construction, and the reason I ask is because we have been facing this. Of course, we've got the fire marshal in here to where if you're going to take and add over 30 homes, then you need to worry about fire suppression, roads being a certain width and things of that nature.
So within the city, we don't control that.
And that's,
But yes,
Right.
that discussion did happen out there or at the meeting as well. Yes, sir.
Any other discussions, Commissioner? Hear none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. 16D, naming of a private road, 1, Bar R Lane, Precinct 2, review and approve. Commissioner King.
So this is another one, what was it, County Road 223? So on County Road 223, they're presenting a Bar Lane, which is a private road. It will have 10-acre tracts off of it. So I make a motion to approve Bar Lane.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Perdola. Is any other discussion regarding this agenda item D? Hear none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, motion passes. Thank you. You have some stuff, we didn't have anything to sign.
Quite a bit to sign and plats, but
Got it, okay. Agenda item number 17, we have our Sheriff, Jim Stewart, Sheriff's Office Progress Report. Okay, nothing to report, thank you. Agenda item number 18, Genevieve Martinez, County Clerk, discuss take action on Commissioner Court minutes.
We did.
take a quick recess. Recess. I got a juvenile meeting at noon. I got to go to Karnes County. So I'm in good shape. I don't either. I read them, so. Here. And we move to back to our discussion on the action on Commissioners Court meetings, minutes. All right, I entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes for the July 13th meeting and July 27th meeting.
And also,
Do I have a second?
We accepting all the minutes?
Yes.
Did I miss one?
13th through the 30th. There's several.
Oh,
got a bunch.
sorry, the July 16th meeting needs to be added in there.
Restate your motion, Commissioner Pearl.
I'll rescind my motion and restate it. Make a motion to accept the July 13th, July 16th special meeting, July 27th regular meeting, July 29th regular meeting, and July 30th. And July 30th special meeting.
and July 29th.
Okay,
30th, right?
30th out.
and July 29th, which I don't seem to have a copy of.
Cover all of them? Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Paradolo, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Do we have any other discussion regarding this agenda item? Here none, I call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, motion passes. We have nothing to report from HR, although we have a discuss, 19, discuss take action on contract and third-party HR consultant for issues that may conflict with the current HR. Ms. Huron, you wanted to make a comment on this.
Yes, we're going to ask that this, that no action be taken. We're still, Ms. Snow, we're still looking into what availability for HR is and what the costs may be for the court. So it may be something in the future we may bring third-party HR review in case there's any conflict of interest or somebody from the outside. But again, we don't have anyone yet, and we don't know the cost.
Kind of a concern. We're asking for third-party HRs. It's kind of a concern asking for a third-party HR.
I don't know if this was part of allowing for an outside review. Available as well. Why? What circumstance? Or reach out to
Understood. It'd be a good conversation for the next court.
Any other concerns, commissioners, on this? Well, I call no action on this. All right, there'll be no action on agenda item number 19. We move to agenda item number 20, Jalen Bodiford, Human Resource Specialist, presentation of payroll and personnel. You have no report. Okay. Agenda item number 21, we have Kristen Labus, County Auditor, discussion only, distribution of July 2026 Auditor Financial Report.
Should all have the July auditor report, and it's just going over our operating expenses, our revenues, the appropriations, and then course, it has the beginning balance as of July 1st of all the bank accounts, CDs and investment accounts, and our outstanding debt.
Any questions, Commissioners, so we can move on? All right, we're going to move to agenda item 22. Ms. Labus, County Auditor, discuss and take action on county bills.
The bill total is going to be $114,701.78.
Entertain a motion to take action on the county bills.
Make a motion.
Go for it.
Make a motion to accept the county bills for $114,701.78.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Do we have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 22? Hear none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. 23, Commissioners Court. A, announcements by Commissioners Court, and B, status updates information only. I would like to begin with 23A and thank all the commissioners on the court for a great budget workshop that was open to the public. Unfortunately, nobody from the public came and listened to us, but it was a good workshop. We all worked together on it. It's very difficult to try to work within the parameters of very limited tax money that comes into the county, and there's still work to be done. And Kristen, your crew did a great job, but I want to thank you. It was a very productive workshop for, what did we do, 3 days, 4 days? Yeah. It ended up in the 4th day, but I'm just telling, I speak on behalf of them as well. We all did very well, and it was good. Thank you.
I do want to mention, we did receive one more bid, Amanda brought up, after the deadline at 10:30 from Martin Marietta, which we will not be accepting for the material bid.
Okay, what was the name of it? Mark Marriott, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Moonstone's going to bring a reapplication back to Commissioners Court. And I was just wondering, do we ever get the report from the arena on the collapse, and what's the deal with that?
We never got any official report what caused the collapse, although doesn't have any effect on the new one making the new one. I mean, I just hope they don't make the same mistake.
Well, ask them if they have a report, and if they do, I'd like to see it.
Okay, I'll ask them.
They should.
We'll see.
I'm sure they had to put something together for their insurance company.
We're just thankful nobody got hurt.
Yes.
So, any other questions, gentlemen? Any projects going on?
And with that, they should be getting steel here at the end of the month, and that should start going up. They did not stop, so that's the reason they're cinder block walls within the building and everything else. So pouring concrete this week, next week, and a driveway the following week is the plan at this point. And then erection of the steel should be going up sometime at the end of next month. But we'll get more clarification on that, and we'll get that report for you. Also, I want to bring up this Floresville Technology Center. They did reach out to the county finally. With that, they don't have any land. Okay? So they cannot pull a permit within this county. Right? So, yeah, people are talking, people are going. There it is. So, that needs to get out, and like I said, they have no land. They're on ERCOT Batch 1 list. We don't even know what ERCOT Batch 0 list consists of whenever it comes down to what ERCOT is asking for whenever they're talking about a grid, getting on a grid or getting off a grid or bringing their own power, whatever it may be. Okay? Along with that, the governor has pretty much stopped everything with all these audits. So there's your AI data center update.
Okay. All right, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Paradola. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, we are adjourned at 11:11 a.m.